Okay, so what we're gonna do is the first thing you want to do is you want to edit your photo. So I'm going to go to my layers, then I'm going to go to convert to smart filter. And after I do that, then I'll go to camera raw, and I'm going to move this over a little bit. I'm just going to take some of the yellow out a little bit. Whoops. Okay, and then I might brighten it up a little bit. And maybe give it a bit more blacks. Take the clarity. And as I'm doing this, you want to do the same thing for all of your pictures so they're all the same and they'll all match. Because if you adjust this photo and then you don't adjust the next photo, they won't match and you'll be able to tell. All right, so I'm going to say that is okay for right now. So what I did is I'm just going to tell you, I don't expect you guys to know this. So what I want you to do is just do a screenshot of that. But I actually was recording an action over here. So now I'm going to hit stop. And I already created it. Okay, so when I click over here, and then if I just click on this and I hit play, it edits it the same exact amount what I did before. Okay. So this is a really good tool. I don't really show it a lot in photography 1. It's more of a photography 2 thing, but right now it really applies. So if you're interested in it, I can show you. But just for a little bit more simpler way of doing it, just do a screenshot of your raw edit and then make sure you're matching it every single time. That when you go to edit, okay? But this is like when you do wedding pictures or anything like that, you can take a ton of pictures in the same spot and you edit them all the same way. So literally a wedding photographer can just go in and edit once and then open up all those photos and just hit play and then they edit all like that really quickly. Okay, so that's actions. Okay, all right, so now we're gonna learn the selection tool. So right here, this kind of like backwards L here, you have these 3 tools. All of these select something. All right, so we're going to start with the basic rectangular marquee tool. So if I just went like this and I go like that, and then I hit Command C to copy and then Command V to paste, and I go to my layers, and then I take the eye off of this, I've actually copied that. Okay, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to copy ourselves out of all of the photos and put them all into one photo. All right, but let's go back. I'm going to go back to this layer, and I'm going to go back to my rectangular marquee tool. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click, and I'm on this button right here. I'm on the options bar. This is I can add to my selection. This is subtract from my selection, and then this is just creates a new selection every time you click. So if I was on that one, I go like this, and then it disappears. The other one disappears. If I'm on this one, I can create multiple ones, and I can even add to the one that I had. So then if I went copy, and then I go paste, there those pictures are. Okay, so let's say I make this selection, and then I go to subtract a selection. I could take away that, and then I could go copy and paste, and it would come out like that. Okay, so now I'm going to go over to the lasso ones. Okay, so you've got your regular lasso tool, polygonal lasso tool, and your magnetic lasso tool. So this is kind of like freehand, so you could go and you could just select like that and go copy, and then you could come over here and you could paste it. And then you could also just paste it within the scene as well. Okay. Then your polygonal lasso tool, that one I always compare it to like an Etch-a-Sketch. You can only make straight lines. And so what I'm doing right now is it also will not let you come out. Like I'm trying to click over here on my layers, but it's still showing that I'm on that tool. The only way for me to get out of this tool is if I click where I started. And if I click where I started to the bottom right of my tool, there's a little circle. So I'm going to move away. It's gone. and then I'm going to move back, and there it is. Okay, and there's my selection. So if I copy that and pasted that, there it is. I really only use this one if I was like making a straight line, like if I wanted to select this, that would be a good use for this one. Okay, and copy and paste. And the reason it only copied that small spot was because I was on the wrong layer. So if I just go back in my history, click here, I was on this layer. I need to be on this layer. Copy, paste, take the eye off, and then there's that. All right. So now here is my favorite one. This is the one that is most efficient. It's the magnetic lasso tool. I'm also going to use my zoom tool, and I'm going to make sure I'm on the plus up here in my options, and I'm going to zoom in. And then once you click, what it does is you just start to follow around what you're trying to select. I'm not doing anything except for dragging my mouse. I'm going to click right here though, and when I click, it makes these little squares. These little squares are called anchor points. I usually click when I've come to a corner or I have to make a turn because the computer's not as smart. And sometimes it goes off. So I'm just kind of going around. Now let's say I just went like that by accident and then I kept going. And I'm not doing this really zoomed in. So it could be making some mistakes. And again, same thing as the last one. You have to hover over where you started to get that little circle at the bottom right and then click. And then what happens is you get the marching ants. That's what those are called. That's your selection. So I'm going to go back to my lasso tool. And I don't want this part, so I'm going to go subtract from my selection, and I'm going to click and just go like this. And then the same thing right here. And what you want to really do is you're going to want to zoom in this close. And look, I thought I was good, but I wasn't. So this is where you're going to start to do the little touch-ups. And you could also go like this. I could click this way and trace around the khakis and go out like this and make a loop, and it will go away. So I'm not really sure. Is that like, I'm not sure what this exactly is. I think it's part of the wall. So I'm going to go like this and take it out. And an outlet? Yeah. Okay. So then I missed some part of the shoe, so I'm going to go to add, and I'm going to add this back in. And then also in here, I don't want that in between. So then I could go like this and start to get rid of that. Okay. So there's another way to make selections, okay? There's your quick selection and your magic wand. We're going to do quick, and I'm going to be on the negative because I'm going to take this away. And I'm going to make my brush size a little bit smaller by using my bracket key. And I'm going to go like this. And it kind of does it for you. Okay? So I'm just going to say that that's a good selection for now. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to go to my blank one, take that one off, and then I'm going to paste it. Now, I can go and use my move tool right here, top left, to move it around where it needed to be. It was over by the outlet, I'm assuming, right? You were standing on the outlet. Okay, so right now I was trying to get it to go right here, and did you see those red or pink lines that were popping up? Yeah. That was because it's set to snap. So underneath view, you need to go where it says snap and uncheck it. So now when I move it, it will let me move it wherever I want. it to be.